What are your main deal breakers?
Yeah. Uh, I think selfishness is probably, I mean, is one of the top. Like, and I'm not talking about like, oh, it's my money, I don't want to give it to you. Like selfishness in terms of emotionally selfish, where when you don't have time, the world, like I have to stop my world to make sure you have everything you need and you're okay. But if I need a little bit of thing, then you're just too busy.
Yeah,
I also think lack of ambition is another one.
yeah,
Like I don't need not even in terms of like looking for the most money, but trying to I guess maxing out whatever it is that you have in you or trying to, whether that's creatively. If you want to start a podcast or write, explore it, take chances, be creative.
yeah. I can definitely agree with those. I would probably, and that's pretty close too. That's pretty close in terms of. Those would probably be my top two, but I might switch the order, and it'll be ambition and maybe selfishness after that. And I only say that because, and this could just be me, like I tend to run into a lot of emotional people who, until they, well, I won't even necessarily say until they run into me. I'll say until they push me to the point where I highlight it, where it's
Hmm.
like, I don't really think about it, but I'll let it slide. I give them a couple of chances to correct it, and then when it's not corrected, then I'm not even going to highlight it in a way that's, I'm like, all right, this is fucked up. I'm going to reciprocate.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and I already know how this is going to go. I'm a bastard, right? I'm a bastard. And I say that because I can't sit here and say that I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I know that I do it. And I've probably heard well over 100 times in my life where people have told me stuff like, you did something and I feel like you was doing it on purpose, or I shouldn't have to tell you to do such and such. Now there's a couple of things about phrases like that. If
Hmm.
if I was not doing something that you don't feel like you should have to tell me to do it, however, I was doing it at one point, then obviously I know to do it. So if I
Hmm.
stop doing it,
Fucking
chance
reason.
yeah, chances are I did it on purpose, and chances
Hmm.
are there's a reason. But the problem is that what is noticed is that I stopped doing it. You didn't trace it back to why I stopped doing it. And that's also why I say I'm a bastard, because I sit back and I watch people's emotional state and how they respond emotionally to stuff. And yeah, I do emotional shit to fuck with people because it's easy to break people emotionally. Once again, I'm a bastard. like
Hmm.
I know that if I can emotionally affect somebody, it's gonna resonate with them, and they're gonna remember it more than they're gonna remember other stuff. And the bad thing about that is, another reason that I'm a bastard is because I'm just not emotional in that way. I'm rational in that way. Nothing is about if I feel a certain type of way about it, if I want to do it or I don't want to do it. Like it's all about, to me, is it rational? Does it make sense? Is my intent noble or malicious? And at the end of the day, is it going to benefit us really? If all those things lines up, I don't give a fuck if I hate it, love it, want to do it, don't want to do it. And I mean, you know what? That's the same way I parent. Like, I don't really care if Adonis like stuff, don't like stuff, feel some type of way about it. Is it best for him? Am I doing it for his best interest, or am I doing it to be an asshole, or am I really doing it because I want to see him do well and I want to do well? So I'm going to do it specifically because it'll be best for him, whether I like it or not, whether he like it or not. If the answers line up on that, then it's going to be done either way. I don't really give a fuck one way or another how you feel about it. And I handle my relationships the same way. So I sit there and I look at stuff like that and I'm like, you better come to me ambitious, most definitely. If you're not ambitious, then at some point my ambition is going to seriously bother you. And more importantly, if I'm in a serious relationship, your lack of ambition is going to drag me down. And I'm not having that. And that lack of ambition is also going to translate over to your kids. It's going to translate over to the people around you because stuff is socially contagious. And I don't want that shit around me. So it's like, all right, you need to come with that because usually I give people, depending on how serious the relationship is, I give people maybe a year, year and a half, tops. I'm really pushing it at a year and a half. If you ain't done shit in a year and a half, you ain't progressed, like seriously made progression on things that you say that you want to do or that you dream of, we're not going to make it. And I'm going to end it at that point. And it ain't going to be because I don't love them or I don't care about them or no shit like that. It's going to be specifically because that shit is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just all there is to it. That shit is toxic. Now, people being emotionally selfish, absolutely hate it. But that goes back to the whole emotional intelligence podcast we did. You know, that absolutely hate emotional selfishness. But that's, once again, that's about knowing when things are not about you emotionally and when you need to, invest some of that energy into understanding and trying to do what the other person needs. But I give people a couple times and a couple indicators fucking up that way before I really just spaz on them. I'll let them fuck up. I'll respond. And then after that don't get through, then I'll be very direct verbally, which may or may not go over well. But if you come to me and you fucking up with ambition, it only takes one good time over an extended period of time where I'm just going to be like, fuck it. But outside of that, I don't like motherfuckers whose fingers are too long, whose toes are too long.
Well, wait a minute. Toes are too long?
Toes are too long. You know, I never knew that was an issue until I met somebody that had really long toes in comparison to their feet. Because
what makes them too long?
If your toes are about half the length of your total foot,
nigga, that's a fucking X-Men.
I thought it was, bro. I thought it was Beast.
Oh my god.
I thought it was Beast, man. But I mean, I ain't gonna name no names. But I mean, I didn't know that was an issue. I'm not a foot person. I've never been a foot person. That's Trey. That's big bro Trey.
Yes.
But in
that's
that
fact.
in that case, I was just like, ugh. Like I can't. They don't make shoes that fit that. You know, you put on sandals and you know how it like have a little toe divider, but your toe is already all the way out and your heel is in the middle of the shoe. Like I can't deal with that. Then they wrap around you in your sleep, man.
Man, by that token, I think ugly legs for me is a deal breaker. I'm a leg man myself.
I can agree with that. Ugly legs, that's a deal breaker too. That's a deal. You can't have ugly legs, man. You can't never wear shorts.
And also a refusal to shave.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about every fucking thing.
I thought you turned away on that one.
Like shit, like maintenance is important.
Yeah, I agree. I go
also,
back.
I don't like a people pleaser. I can't deal with a people pleaser. Like if the extreme sense of the case. Like if you don't complain to me all the time about not wanting to do something and then end up doing it because you don't want the person to think you're a jerk or something.
Yeah. You know, I think I have one similar to that where, granted, I don't like people pleasers, but more so I don't like people who don't stand up for themselves. Like, don't
No
complain.
backbone.
Yeah, don't complain about something if you're not gonna do nothing about it. Like if somebody doing something that you don't like, tell their ass you don't like it. Like let them know.
Not naming any names either, huh? You're
I
not gonna
mean,
name any names in this one.
I mean no,
No, no, you're not.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. But I mean that. Honestly,
I know.
the more I think about it, though, that applies to a couple of people.
I know.
That applied to a couple of people. Because I really wasn't thinking specific when I said that, but most definitely, like, don't complain about no shit if you ain't gonna do. Oh yeah, but I know who you think about. I know exactly who the fuck you think about. That's not who I was thinking about, but yeah, absolutely applies. Absolutely fucking applies. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, don't talk mad shit about something.
Yeah, don't talk mad shit about something and then you ain't gonna do nothing about it, man. That shit is just irritating. Oh my
The
god.
person
Yeah.
pops up on you, you like, oh shit. I don't feel. I was just vetting. Nah, you weren't vetting because you gonna start talking about the same thing when we leave this person.
Absolutely. As soon as you're not in their presence, you're gonna be popping off. But you ain't actually gonna do shit. That's annoying. That's annoying to me because
Yeah.
I'm very direct, especially. I mean, even with me though, even with me, and I think this should apply in every relationship. You got a problem with me? Take that shit up with me right then and there. Don't sit there and stew on that shit and then come back around like, well, you know, you did. I don't give a fuck what I did 2 weeks ago. I mean, I don't. I give a fuck that you sat around and stewed on it. And I also don't like when people feel some type of way about something and you confront them on it and they try to make it seem like something else. I know what the fuck you mad about. I play alone. But if you want to play dumb and not confront me on something, and I already know what's up. And I already know because I did the shit on purpose to piss you off for you to confront me on it. Because I'm a bastard. Because I'm a bastard. And you don't do it, and then, you know, eventually, I don't let shit ride. And eventually I call you out on it. And when the reaction I get is, oh, it's nothing, or oh, it was something else, you know what I'm going to do? Eventually I'm going to do that shit again.
Test your resolve.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to make you stand on your own 2 feet, or I'm going to break your knees. You can either stand or you can kneel.
Break your knees.
Exactly. I'm giving you 2 choices. You can stand up, or I will make you bow down. But once you bow down, I'm going to let you stay bowed until I get rid of you. Because I'm never going to marry somebody that's just going to bow down to me. But at the same time, if you dumb enough to be broken, I will break you. I will most certainly fucking break you. And then I get rid of you.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you really just told somebody, you can do this, and I'm not going to do nothing about it. And I'm the type of motherfucker where I'm like, all right, why not?
He's like, word?
Word, exactly. Because, you got to know. I mean, there's a lesson to that. Because if you like that, that's all the world is going to do to you. People that are at the bottom for a reason. Villains make it to where they do in life for a reason. And I'm not condoning villains. I'm just saying people that are people pleasers and do-gooders are nothing but steps to other people's success. At some point, you're just going to have to be like, nah, fuck that. It's time to get mine.
No, yeah, that shit ain't going down like that.
It's not going down like that. And the same way in relationships. Yeah, it's a lot of shit you can put up with, but you got to have your principles and your resolve. And I tell people straight up all the time, there's certain shit that I'm not going to budge on. And my list is always very short, and that is pretty much everything we name. Outside of the stuff we name, it's only one other thing I will not budge on, and everybody know it. That's parenting. Ambition, emotional selfishness, and parenting, I'm not budging on them shits at all. Everything else, we can compromise on.
That's up for negotiation.
Exactly. 100% of everything else is up for negotiation. Those 3 things, once we done violated a cross, paths and bump heads, and there was no resolution, which is really you understanding that I'm not going to budge on it because it's a principle of mine.
That's the only resolution.
Exactly. It is. If that's the case, fine. Just know, no hard feelings. We're not meant to be together.
Yeah.
I've tested this theory many times. like this ain't shit new to me. Like, I've proven I can survive. I'm good to go. I'm where I'm at for a reason. Other people aren't required for this shit. So once you cross a principle, just know that there's no crossing back. There is no, well, I didn't mean it, or well, let's talk about it, or